Now, unexpected result there so early in that game, but it's time to move on to the second match here. Getting into it right away on the blue side for Team Fire from the North American LCS. We'll see if he takes his own advice and picks Lucian. He's here to take out the trash. It's
DoubleLift!
And his opponent on the red side for the European LCS and representing Team Ice, the cool, the calculated, it's Rekkles! Well, it's time for a clash of the carries.
And the best carry will come out on top. It is Fire versus Ice. The winner will get to face off against Kissing, and what a beautiful irony it would be if it were Rekkles v Kissing or DoubleLift v Kissing after their most recent breakup.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to ask you, Trev, who have you got in this one? Who have you got? Because you're the only person on this stage that's had a worse record than me. You're at 0% prediction rate.
You're not wrong. 0 and 1.
0 and 1.
It's,
like, statistically correct.
I'd actually hoped Uzi was going to win the whole thing. I'm going to go with Rekkles.
Okay, that means DoubleLift's winning. He's been training with my boy Jarge for TSM. It's all about the 1v1 tournament right now. What do we got? Lissandra is banned away. We saw that feature in our very first 1 versus 1 as well. Didn't do well for Marin. He got brand cheesed right out of it.
It definitely did not. Ate that stun and he was finished. There seems to be some fishy business going on here. Amumu and Ilawi banned out.
What does it spell?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Now remember, the players can talk to one another. And N has to be champion with N.
There we go. Okay,
Lucian v Lucian.
I was only on one side here. That's what it is. It's...
Hang on.
Rekkles. Pick something different.
This is next level.
It is.
I do not think I've ever seen a blue side, red side synergy naming, banning convention.
Well, IWC, we had the TSM sucks from Rusty and Yamato.
But that
was one side. Right. It was from one and then the other. This is actually just one and then the other. This is good synergy. Is it? Either of them thought about playing support recently? Maybe that was...
This is going to be fun to watch because the aggressive play style of DoubleLift could get him an advantage, but if Rekkles times his summoner spells and gets a passive out there, maybe he can undo DoubleLift.
Well, we saw this mirror earlier, and you and I were talking backstage about how now it seems to be that with the advantage that Runes and Masteries have in the mirror matchup between Lucian, they seem to end very quickly. Will we get a very quick level 2 or level 3 finish? Because we just had one from Kissing and Uzi. In this matchup earlier, we saw it between, I believe, it was Kira and Bjergsen, that Bjergsen just went all in like level 2 and won the game. Will we see the same again?
Well, we need to find out. That particular matchup, Crappo was mentioning to us that Kira picking a fight while ranged minions were around, gave him the disadvantage, allowed Bjergsen to get those extra points of damage. I'm not expecting to see Rekkles make the same mistake because he plays on the back foot.
Right.
Rekkles plays like, dude, come on, like I'll fight you at arm's reach.
Normally he does, but I actually don't feel that's quite the same in the 1 versus 1, but we will have to find that out. Ooh.
Talk to me about Runes and Masteries. What are you seeing here?
It's the TSM strat is extra health here. Bjergsen did it earlier. It's not quite as much as Bjergsen had. DoubleLift doesn't quite have 100. It looks like he's maybe gone for some kind of like scaling health. He's got slightly less attack speed and slightly less armor as well. So early on, his abilities to get hit slightly less frequently, but hurt a little more.
Wow, they're going all in already. Grasp of the Undying is up, as are the emblems. Serious faces, there's no chuckles. Look at those player cams. These boys are here to win.
They are, but DoubleLift is, just having the higher max health is coming out on advantage this early on in the game. And he's got the position. Again, talking about that bush control, it's all about getting the initial push. We just saw it undo Uzi in the last game, and now DoubleLift gets the first couple of autos off onto the minion wave.
And of course, both running Exhaust and Ignite. So the timing on that Exhaust is going to be massive. Rekkles gets the Piercing Light and Light Slinger on DoubleLift, but still down in effective HP.
Yeah, and you could see what DoubleLift was doing there, trying to trade out of the fog of ward. That's the difference between Rekkles not having his ward there.
Rekkles is looking at those minions. DoubleLift is looking at Rekkles. I think the couple extra autos though It's relatively even, but Rekkles still down in HP, and he'll be behind when it gets to level 2. So you can see Rekkles immediately peeling backwards.
Yeah.
See? Arm's length, back foot.
Well, that's because he had to concede. As soon as DoubleLift already had the advantage, there's no point of Rekkles pushing up. He knew the ward had disappeared, so he got a little bit more position through the fog of war in that brush on Rekkles' side. DoubleLift is making sure he's letting Rekkles know who's going to win this one. But this one, it's going to go a little bit longer here. We've gone past that level 2. Level 3 is the next one that we may see DoubleLift go all in at. He is quite close. That's a lot of damage on Rekkles already.
This is looking so bad for Rekkles.
Good trade for Rekkles, though.
Not bad at all. Dashes forward, finds the connection with the Q. Still down in CS, but the minion wave is pushing quite heavily towards him. We'll see how effectively he can CS underneath the Howling Abyss Tower, which deals way more damage than Rift Tower.
It does, and as the minions push up, you can see nice
done.
double tap. Front minions, melee minions, it's 2 tower shots, will kill it with 1 auto after, or will kill it, so you have to auto tower shot auto. We'll get to that as this game continues.
Lost a lot of those.
All Rekkles going for it.
Big damage onto DoubleLift. Exhaust is down already. DoubleLift's held onto both. That is a big, big, big advantage. If a further fight were to break out, Ignite, the Exhaust ignites.
There's a really interesting mechanic in the Lucian 1v1. Ooh, DoubleLift gets tagged with a lot of damage here. Lucian is actually one of the only champions that has a fast enough dash to dodge piercing light. I was looking at Zen of the Stoic, who actually designed Lucian on Twitter.
Hold that thought. Rekkles gets the autos down. DoubleLift is going to force him away. 6 CS advantage will grow, and Rekkles is recalling. Look, chin scratch there for Rekkles.
He's like, why am I out of mana? Not too sure. A lot of abilities, that's why you're out of mana, Rekkles, but you can see he's just trying to hedge his bet. Doesn't wait for all of his mana to refill here as he comes back into the lane. So was pretty much just banking on getting that little bit more health, but keep in mind, he used that exhaust. DoubleLift now has that exhaust, has the Ignite available.
Oh, big difference as well with that second Doran's. 97 base AD for DoubleLift. This is the 89 base AD for Rekkles. And DoubleLift has got nearly 120 additional hit points. So it's looking grim for EU and Team Ice.
For now, but you know, this game still is wide open. DoubleLift does have the advantage in both CS and now AD, and a little bit more health, you can see, as he does just have, remember those runes he had early on.
Well, Rekkles is trying to get some pressure back. He's got a lot of minions on his side, but those minions will push towards DoubleLift, giving DoubleLift even more options to play out. Going to be difficult to freeze, but again, look at how much tools he can play with, extending that CS lead. And there we go, trying to stall it out. Rekkles goes forward, the exhaust has come down. DoubleLift wants to start the fight. Arden plays his traded. Rekkles will die, and DoubleLift picks up the kill.
Yeah, you could see that DoubleLift in that situation. Yes, he was tanking the minions, but he was trading very effectively, and the embrace between the two. DoubleLift gets his wish. Couldn't quite get the 5v5 victory of NA over EU, but will get the 1v1. Rekkles, you can see he was a little bit out of his depth at that point. DoubleLift was trading very effectively. Gets the exhaust down onto Rekkles. No real way of him losing that in that situation.
And another game almost decided by that very early level 2. DoubleLift on the front foot. You know what? This is turning out to be quite poetic. Of the quarterfinals, the 3 that are locked in are already Fire versus Ice, Fire versus Ice, Fire versus Ice. And the next roundup, Aframu versus Dimashke. We need to see which one of them, sorry, it's Koro versus Froggen.